Hi everybody, your commissioner here, Josh. Welcome to season 14 and a half, 14 and 3/4, 15? I don't know, the 2020 version of fantasy baseball. Hold on. Yeah. That basically describes this year so far. Anyways, welcome. Happy to have you guys here. Not a whole lot of rules to go over since we're not doing off-season. We don't have playoffs. We don't have draft pick trades. This is just a standard old rotisserie baseball league. Just redraft league. Something we haven't done in 14 years, actually. So this should be fun. Something different. We don't even know if the league's going to actually finish this year, but, we're going to do our best. Some things to go over that is different for our baseball guys plus Kern. Yes, Mike Kern will be making his triumphant return to the league this year. We have 3 guys deciding to self-quarantine, so we will only be running a 10-man league, which is, again, a little bit different, something we used to do, but, here we go. It's a rotisserie league. If you don't know how rotisserie scoring works, then I would suggest going and looking it up. Essentially, it's going to be you versus the entire league. You're not playing any head-to-head matchups. You're trying to accumulate the most counting stats or the best ratios in each category. Since there's 10 players, each category will have 10 points possible, 10 going to first in that category, 1 going to last in that category, and it totals up over the 14 cats that we have, and that'll get your score. Again, go look it up if you're not really familiar with how all this works. The hitting cats that we're going to be using the ones from 2021? 2? I don't know. Whenever we actually implement these, if we ever get real baseball back. So the hitting cats, we're going to be running with runs, home runs, stolen bases with the triple slash line. No more hitting Ks. Average, OBP, slugging percentage. Pitching cats, a little bit different than what we're going to be running with. Instead of quality starts, we're going to go ahead and use wins this year because who knows how these teams are going to use these pitching staffs. I've heard a lot of news and rumors about teams using a relay team style pitching stats where they're going to have 2 innings pitched, 3 innings pitched, 2 innings pitched just to get through a game. We'll have holds, saves, strikeouts, strikeouts versus baseball and balls instead of losses this year, ERA and WHIP. The rosters are definitely different. That's the major change this year. It's something you're going to have to look at. We are running 35-man rosters, which is up 8 from what we usually use. Reason why the rosters are so big, we don't know how teams are going to react. We don't know if guys are going to get shelved with coronavirus, how major this is going to be. So to avoid a shit show, we're piling a bunch of shit on top of it, and hopefully it works. We did our best here. We're actually using our standard rotisserie lineup. So your lineups are going to feature your normal position players plus 1 util spot, but you're going to have an additional 2 outfielders, a corner infielder, and a middle infielder. So keep that in mind when you're drafting. You're going to actually be starting an additional middle infielder, corner infielder, and like I said, an additional 2 outfielders. So you're going to be starting 5 outfielders with a util spot. Nothing's really changed on the pitching side. We added 1 P slot, so instead of 4, we're going to have 5. Your bench spots, big benches, 7 bench spots, and huge IL spots. We're going to have 5 IL spots instead of our standard 3. Again, for obvious reasons, we don't know how this is going to work out. So it's a 35-man roster. The draft is going to take forever. So when you're there, let's keep a good pace. Let's make sure you're present. And if you have to leave the draft because you need to go to sleep, make sure you set it to auto draft. We're hoping we don't have to come to that. Speaking of the draft, July 19th, Sunday, day after my birthday. It's going to be at 7 p.m. West Coast time. So Centralers, 9 o'clock I think is going to start. I don't know. That could be wrong. Double check the page, but I'm pretty sure it's 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time or whatever you want to call it. The current cap, we will have a moves cap this year. It's 45 moves. Mike did the math, extrapolated everything out. 45 is what we landed on. You will have to worry about maximum innings pitched instead of minimum innings pitched. Maximum innings being 500 for the year. So if you strain pitchers, have huge pitching staffs, and by game 40, you've hit 500 innings, no stats will accumulate after that. Keep that in mind. Same thing goes with maximum games played per position. Really shouldn't have to worry about that. It's 60. There's 60 games in a season. 60 games for your catcher, 60 games for your first baseman. I don't see how you can actually fuck that up, to be honest. The trade deadline. We are only doing 3 weeks worth of trades this year. Reason being is that we don't want to have to worry about guys trading 5, 6, 7 weeks into the season, and then all of a sudden, boom, a dude's hit with coronavirus while the trade's still processing. Then we have to go back through, and we really just want this league to be a draft. Get your team positioned within the first 3 weeks, utilize the waiver wire, and go. Rotisserie leagues are more of just set your lineup and watch it go instead of head-to-head matches where you have to worry about categories throughout the week. Like I said, it's a different animal, a different beast. So our trade deadline will be August 16th. That's 3 weeks after our draft, or 3 weeks after the 3 weeks after the season starts. Buy-ins, $50, cheap, old school buy-in. Prize money is $500. We will only reward the first and second place finishers this year, though. So $350 for first, $150 for second. There is a side pot of $50 if you want to participate in the side pot just like normal. That is up to the side pot people to manage. Last but not least, we will have, it's a 5-week rule. So if the season is cut off before 30 games or 5 weeks are played, then we will refund everybody in the league. That's just what we're going to do. It's not a long enough season. This isn't football, even though this kind of season feels like football. This is going to be an attrition-like year where you're just going to try to stay healthy, cross your fingers, and hope. But if we do get to the 31st game, or if we do enter the 6th week, then we will pay out the top 2 teams. The champion will be rewarded the cup. That was up to Andrew this year if we're actually going to play for the cup. And his exact words is, if they're playing for a World Series title in real baseball, then we're going to play for the cup in this league. Besides that, that's it. Everything will be on this little rules write-up. It's short. It's a page. And all the rules will be inside Yahoo, too. So if you have any questions, concerns, consult your favorite commissioner. Make sure to wear a mask. Wash your hands. Be kind to your nurses and doctors. Peace.